What's going on, everybody? I'm Kevin from Cigar Prop. Hold on a second, don't click off. If you are Googling no sand CA finish, you've come to the right place. If you're one of my regular viewers, cigar reviewers, check out and I'll show you how I get a glass-like finish on wood, and it's something that you might be able to use. I'm gonna try to make this video as quick as possible. All over the forums, people, they can't get a good finish on CA. They can't get a good finish on CA. They're going through all the steps, sanding it, polishing it on their lathe, the Meguiars, the different stuff. I never sand my CA, ever. I apply it, I polish it, it turns out like liquid glass, and I never touch a piece of sandpaper after I apply the CA finish. Now, I don't know if that's because of my sanding process, so I'm gonna take you through my process, complete start to finish. I've already got some pieces that are turned. These are some wood and epoxy blends. I'm doing these for a client. So, and normally I would just do some wood stuff. I didn't have any turned wood, and I've just been reading the last few days all these queries on the forums. So I'm like, all right, I got something to do. Let's bang this out real quick. So let me get everything situated on the lathe, and we'll get going. All right, so sandpaper. We go 150, 220, 320, 400, and this is either triple or 40 steel wool. Normally I would have my dust collector hooked up, but we're not going to do that because I don't want noise, and normally the bench is pulled out and pushed over there, so we're just going to do it right here. Make a little bit of a mess, but not real big deal. Let me reposition the camera so you can see exactly what I'm doing. Alright, let me put my dust mask on. Alright, so with the steel wool, you got to be careful that you don't rub too hard, especially on the raised areas, because you'll actually burn the wood. Now, there are times I want that look, so I'll really dig into it and scorch the wood to give that a cool finish. But it's all completely smooth, and sometimes I really believe that the steel wool is the key to an ultra fine CA finish. So I think it just closes up all the pores in the wood. But I mean, this one's still just a little rough, but I mean, it's 100-year-old wood. So, but it's pretty smooth. So we're going to take a little bit of a paint thinner, and we're going to clean this off real quick. So yes, I use paint thinner. I'm assuming you can use any type of cleanser. That's what I've always used. That's what I've always had. Maybe that's another key of my step. I don't know. So we let that spin up. And by the way, we were sanding this about 1400 RPMs. right, once that spins and dries a little bit, if this did not contain an epoxy or like any type of hybrid, I would use the a Danish oil. I use the Watco. A lot of you out there use Blow. Anybody in my cigar industry, it's a liquid finish. Danish oil, it's the same thing as Blow. It's the exact same thing. Why go through that hassle of mixing yourselves? Just use Danish oil. I'm telling you, do the research and Google it. You're gonna find out Danish oil is the same thing as the mixture that everybody's been making. So we're gonna make sure no papers. This one was a little bit of a rough old wood, so we're gonna make sure there's no paper towel. Every now and then that paper towel will get snagged inside of a crevice. There was a little bit right there, but that's good. All right, so on to the next step of getting a glass-like finish on these. So give me a minute to get set up. All right, so we're using the Titebond Thin and the Titebond Accelerator. I've gotten this flawless finish on every CA and its matching accelerator, so it doesn't make any difference. I've used Stick Fast and some of the others. I don't know. This is just, I'll go Stick Fast Titebond, which one's on sale on Amazon. I'll leave the link down below on this one, and then maybe my Stick Fast also that I've used. Like I said, it doesn't make any difference. Taped up my fingers. I don't care what people say. They say, oh, CA doesn't stick to this, CA doesn't stick to that. Bullshit. CA glue sticks to everything, including your skin. It'll eat through gloves. I don't know. I tape up my fingers because my method gets hot. So, all right, so we got this. We got this. Everything else. So I'm not going to be able to talk, so I'm hoping that you can see my process and what I'm doing and what I'm going through. I have to put a respirator on. Where is, okay. So I've got to wear a respirator, and I've got to wear a mask and my glasses. CA glue by itself, not a problem. Accelerator by itself, not a problem. You combine those two, it does produce a noxious chemical that some people don't mind. I've seen people using it, no problems. I'll be sick for 2 days, hacking, coughing. I cannot breathe this stuff in. If you've experienced some problems, try using a respirator. Once this is done, I'll generally have to turn on both of my garage fans and leave the garage for about 20 minutes just to let it air out, because even coming back in 10 minutes later, any minute amount of that chemical, when those combine, will still mess with me. So we're gonna go ahead and get all this on and get going. right, so that was pretty self-explanatory. Now you can see the tape. This is rock hard, and there are several times you saw me get that paper off quick because that was burning. I put some pressure down on there. I'm not just wiping it on, I'm going into the piece that I'm applying the finish on. And I don't know, maybe that's the key. Maybe people aren't putting it on heavy enough, but the way I put it on, it'll give a rock hard finish, which will last for years. Now we did 3 pieces, and as they sit right now, they are pretty shiny and pretty smooth. If you were just to polish these up on the lathe, you might have to work at it to get the polish on there, but I wouldn't need to sand this at all. This is pretty smooth as it is. But we're going to go ahead and polish it up anyways, and that's when we're going to come over here to my other lathe. This was a little bit smaller one. When I got the bigger jet, the more powerful one, I decided to keep this and turning it into a polishing station. So come on over. So as you can see, 3 wheels. I think this is the Penn State setup that I got from Amazon. Penn State has a great Amazon store. So I know I'm a little low here, but we're going to be turning this on in a second. And they normally recommend you go white, blue, and then soft. I don't know why. I don't listen to directions. I go blue, white, and then soft, not white, blue. I don't know if it really makes a difference. Gonna put some gloves on, and we're gonna spin this up. I'll get my face shield back on because it goes everywhere. So let me reposition the camera again. You kind of see what I'm doing as I'm polishing these. We're going to stop before I polish the last one. Hopefully you can see the finish. These are the 2 we just polished, and you can still see the matte finish on this one. I'm really hoping that comes through the camera. All right, couple things. I have this turning about 2200 RPMs. I don't know if I mentioned when I was applying the CA finish about 800 RPMs. And I did mention the Danish oil that I normally apply. The epoxy is the reason I didn't apply it to this. The epoxy over, or the Danish oil over the epoxy, it wouldn't blend and the CA wouldn't finish. But when I'm doing the Danish oil with the CA finish, I wipe it on. I'll go back and forth a couple times, and with it still glossy, like it's a little bit wet, I go right in my CA finish. It sticks, so don't worry about that. So as you can see, and I'm really hoping that you can see these, that the gloss-like finish, I'm trying to get right underneath my light here. Now there isn't a scratch, a nick, a mar. It looks like I just dipped this in liquid glass, and no sanding necessary after the CA finish, none. And like I said, I can get this finish with this lathe if you don't have this set up. A little bit of, I think that, I don't know if I have it here, it's been so long since I've used it, the Meguiar's plastic polish. Shake it up real good, paper towel, and then a little bit higher speeds, and then really get it in there and working at it. I think it takes a lot more time than this, like a whole lot more. The only thing I can think of is the heat, the friction building up, somehow heats up that CA a little bit, makes it flow. I don't know. I don't know what the thing is. I just don't understand why people can't get a good CA finish without having to sand. And you saw how much accelerator I used. People say that's 10 times the amount of the accelerator you want to use. I don't know. People constantly go to different bushings because they keep getting CA on their bushings. I don't get any CA on any of my bushings. I've never had a buildup. I don't understand how they're always sticking. You saw how I was doing it, right? I don't know. It never sticks. So I don't know how that happens either. So I can't guarantee you that your stuff is going to come out as perfect as mine. You just have to try it. I don't know. If you do everything I do, it should come out perfect. I would definitely recommend getting a buffing system. I can't even remember how much I paid for it. I'll have to go back on my Amazon orders and just see how much it was. I'll try and remember to either flash it up on the screen, or like I said, I'll leave it down in the note. And key thing, like I mentioned before, Penn State, go to their Amazon page, because everything that they have on their website, they also have on Amazon, and most of it's Prime, and most of it's a little bit cheaper. So not only don't you have to pay for shipping, you get the price, you get it a couple dollars cheaper on the pricing, and you get it in like 2 days if you're a Prime member. So it's kind of a little secret. Don't tell too many people. They may, you might mess it up and ruin it for everybody. But yeah. So I just go to their Amazon page, and then like I said, I'm not that I don't like buying from third parties on Amazon. I always try and find the manufacturer's page. I'm a manufacturer. I'm on Amazon, so you can buy stuff FBA through me too. All right, that's all I got. Hopefully this video wasn't too long. I didn't want to speed it up. I didn't want to cut corners. I wanted to show you the exact process of what I do to get a no sand, high gloss CA finish on your items.